Nisayanda Minasaka. Our prayer this morning is the Lord's Prayer. Please recite this with me if you will. Let's bow our heads in prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Honorable members, you may now take your seats. Vinasaka. Secretary General.
Confirmation of minutes.
I now call on the Leader of Government in Parliament, the Honourable Rofilipe Tuisawau, to move his motion.
Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, I move that the minutes of the sitting of Parliament held on Thursday, 6 November 2025, as previously circulated, be taken as read and be confirmed.
Thank you. Is there a seconder?
Madam Deputy Speaker, I second the motion.
Parliament will now vote on the motion. The question is that the minutes of the sitting of Parliament held on Thursday, the 6th of November 2025, as previously circulated, be taken as read and confirmed. Does any member oppose the motion? As no member opposes the motion is agreed to unanimously. Thank you, honourable members. Secretary General.
Communications from the Chair.
A very good morning to all honourable members on this, our final sitting day for the week. To our guests in the gallery and those joining us via broadcast and online platforms, we appreciate your presence and your commitment to being part of this ongoing journey. Thank you for staying connected and engaged in the workings of your Parliament. Honourable members, I would like you to join me in welcoming the Year 3 students of Nosori Primary School, who are accompanied by their teachers and parents. We welcome you all to Parliament this morning, and we hope that you will learn a little bit more about what your Parliament is about and how it works. Numbul Maleka. Honourable members, I wish to inform the House that pursuant to the resolution of Parliament on the 18th of July this year, the Special Committee on the Sugar Industry was to have reported back to Parliament at this November sitting. The Office of the Speaker has received a request for an extension of time to allow the Special Committee to complete its mandated work before it can report back to Parliament at a later sitting. Does any member oppose the granting of this extension? Thank you, honourable members. Accordingly, as resolved, the extension of time is hereby granted and the Special Committee will report back at a later sitting. Honourable members, in light of the recent developments within Cabinet this week, it has become necessary to review the membership of the Standing Committee on Public Accounts to ensure our compliance with Standing Orders 114, Clause 2. The Office of the Speaker has now received confirmation from the Honourable Government Whip that the Honourable Manoa Kamikamida will now replace Honourable Esrom Emmanuel on the Standing Committee on Public Accounts, and this takes effect from Monday, the 10th of November. Thank you, honourable members. We'll now proceed to the next item. Secretary General.
Questions.
To our first oral question of today, honourable members, please kindly note that oral question 195 of 2025 has been withdrawn by the Honourable Hemchand as it has been addressed during the committee report debate on Tuesday. Thank you, honourable members. I now call upon Honourable VM Pillay to ask his question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, I rise to ask question number 243 of 2025. And the question is to the Honourable Minister for Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry. Can the Honourable Minister inform Parliament on the new measures being implemented by the Fiji Sugar Corporation to enhance the fire prevention systems, operational contingency and planning, and disaster resilience infrastructure in all sugar mills? Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Pillay. I call on the Minister for Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry, the Honourable Charan Singh, for his reply. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, I'd like to thank the Honourable Member for this question. Following the lessons learned from the unfortunate fire incident at Rarawai Mill earlier this year, the Fiji Sugar Corporation has undertaken a comprehensive review and strengthening its fire prevention systems, operational contingency plans, and disaster resilience infrastructure across all the 3 mills, Lambasa, Lautoka, and Rarawai. However, Honourable Deputy Speaker, I wish to remind this August House that we are dealing with a 140-year-old infrastructure. Many of its technologies are long obsolete. And without continuous preventative maintenance and modernization, the risk of failure in incidents will always remain. These measures are being implemented at both the corporate and mill levels, ensuring that all facilities operate under the unified safety, risk management, and disaster preparedness framework that aligns with local industrial standards. Madam Deputy Speaker, allow me to outline the corporate level measures being implemented by the Fiji Sugar Corporation. At the corporate level, the risk management unit now leads a coordinated organization-wide approach to strengthen disaster resilience and fire preparedness across all the mills. This includes conducting routine risk assessments and hazard identification, particularly in high-risk zones and around vulnerable equipments. Implementing stricter control on hot work permits to minimize ignition risk. Introducing a standardized incident register to record all incidents, investigations, and corrective actions for the accountability and learning. And integrating fire safety upgrades into FSC's capital expenditure, CapEx, program. Beginning with the modernization of diesel fire pump and other safety critical infrastructure at Rarawai Mill. These measures ensure that a consistent safety framework is maintained across all FSC operations. The Fiji Sugar Corporation has taken significant steps to strengthen fire prevention, operational safety, and disaster resilience across all 3 mills, Lambasa, Lautoka, and Rarawai. Drawing on elements of international industrial safety standards. While FSC has yet to reach full international compliance, it is progressively aligning its system and practices to these standards to the following key measures. Prevention and preparedness, routine risk assessments, hydrant and sprinkler maintenance, and hot work permit controls are now standard procedures implemented at all mills. Infrastructure equipments, mills are equipped with dedicated fire water networks, electric and diesel powered pumps, and strategically positioned hydrants and extinguishers. Training and response capability. Fire wardens and in-house firefighting teams undergo regular training and drills conducted in collaboration with National Fire Authority. Implementation of permit work systems and incident registers ensure operational accountability and learning from each event. Inspection and continuous improvement. All mills are subjected to annual inspections by NFA, with internal audits now being conducted to track progress towards stronger compliance and resilience benchmarks. Honourable Deputy Speaker, these measures mark a significant improvement. What's your problem? What's your problem? First you are able to ask a question, then listen to me.
Order, honourable members.
Honourable
Please
Deputy
address
Speaker.
the chair.
These measures mark a significant improvement in FSC's overall risk management culture and demonstrate a strong commitment by this government to ensure that all our mills evolve towards safer, more resilient, and internationally aligned operations. After the fire of September 2025, FSC has reviewed its operational contingency plans for each mill. Honorable Deputy Speaker, each mill will now operate under site-specific emergency response plan to ensure a rapid, safe, and coordinated response of any incident. You're a kid, man. At Lambasa, factory-wide siren is activated in case of any fire events or emergency to activate the factory evacuation plan. Mock drills are conducted to test the response time and readiness. This is supported by backup electric and diesel water pumps and a freshwater pond supply to maintain firefighting capacity during the outage. Additionally, disaster contingency plans, including for floods and cyclone, are available and regularly reviewed and tested. At Rotoka Mill, a comprehensive disaster contingency plan now expanded to include detailed response protocol for floods, cyclone, and natural hazards. It is firmly in place. The plan is regularly reviewed and tested through simulation exercise and updated to ensure operational readiness and minimal disruption in crushing activities. At Rarawai Mill, a comprehensive disaster contingency plan covering fire, flood, and cyclone scenarios is in place and justified to ensure operational readiness is there. All incidents are systematically recorded in a dedicated safety register, and corrective measures are implemented following each investigation to strengthen preventive actions and continuous improvement. Madam Speaker, these measures are not mere procedural reforms, but they are bold, decisive actions and have minimized production disruptions, protected the livelihoods of workers, and strengthened the future cooperation resilience and recovery capacity in the face of adversity. The fire incident at Rarawai was a moment of reckoning for the industry. It has provided hard but valuable lessons that have driven a renewed commitment to risk management, accountability, and operational excellence across all our mills. Through these efforts, FSC is now embedding a new culture of safety, discipline, preparedness, one that will define the future of the sugar industry. Madam Deputy Speaker, the systems and infrastructure being rebuilt today stands a testament of this government's determination that a tragedy at Rarawai Mill will never be repeated. Our sugar industry and mill infrastructures will be stronger, safer, smarter, and more resilient to fires, flood, and disaster of any kind. And Madam Deputy Speaker, let me assure this House, my ministry will continue to maintain strict oversight, ensuring that every improvement made today delivers lasting accountability, sustainability, and confidence in the sugar industry for generations to come. You don't have a party, mate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Deputy Speaker. You don't even have a party.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. We have a supplementary question from Honourable Pillay. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, given the recent fire at Rarawai Mill, and also in regards to the safety of the FSC workers, can the Honourable Minister inform whether regular trainings were or are provided to all FSC workers in the 3 mills?
I'm sorry, Honourable Pillay, would you mind repeating that question? Thank you.
Madam Deputy Speaker, given the recent fire at Rarawai Mill and for the safety of FSC workers, whether regular OHS trainings were or are given to all the workers in the 3 mills.
Thank you, Honourable Pillay. Honourable Minister, you have the floor. Thank you.
Madam Deputy Speaker, yes, we will do regular trainings.
Supplementary question first from Honourable Bala and then Honourable Sharma. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Honorable Deputy Speaker, can the Minister, I thank the Minister for his response. Has the investigation revealed that the Bar Fire Brigade was ill-equipped to deal with the fire?
Thank you. You have the floor, Honourable Minister.
Madam Deputy Speaker, first of all, we haven't received the reports from NFA. We are still waiting for the reports. So unless and until we get the reports, we will not be able to tell what has happened.
Thank you. Honourable Sharma and then Honourable Koya. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Madam Deputy Speaker. For the Minister in his speech to respond to me and say that I'm a kid, should I say that he is old enough and he doesn't know what's happening in his ministry? You're undermining the
Honourable members,
youngsters of
order.
Parliament. Madam Deputy Speaker, sir.
Address the chair. These things are very, very close to me right now.
Definitely.
This is your last warning.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, sir. We are not small kids. Kids can come to Parliament
Order.
and ask serious questions to government. Madam Deputy Speaker, the question to the Minister is, can he admit that it is an act of negligence by his ministry when it came to the fire in Bar? Because what was seen from the video was when the fire started, there was magas all over the ground, and that led to the fire, the major fire. So is this an act of negligence from his ministry? Can he admit that?
Thank you. And we will allow one last supplementary question
Madam-
after this reply.
Madam Deputy Speaker, you expect a minister to be sitting there in FSC compound 24 hours, right? That's not my job. My job is to,
Address the chair, Honourable Minister.
yeah, my job is to make policies for the government.
Thank you, Honourable Koya. Last supplementary question.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Speaker. My question to the Honourable Minister is with respect to the disaster resilience infrastructure in all the sugar mills. And I thank him for his comments on the question. My question is, currently, with respect to the mills that are standing, Honourable Speaker, is there any physical work going on within those structures immediately, because we have an impending cyclone season, in terms of the infrastructure and strengthening it?
Thank you. You have the floor, Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. As I said earlier, we have got 140-year-old mills with the building structure on one side, which is mostly collapsing. On the other side, we have the machines which are not efficient. Yes, we are very concerned about it, and we have two different teams. One is taking care of the building side, and the other one is taking care of the machinery side at this stage.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Thank you, Honourable Members. The third oral question for today, and I'll call on the Honourable Ratu Rakuita Bakalalambure to ask his question. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Question 244 of 2025, listed under my name. The question is directed to the Honourable Minister for Environment and Climate Change. Can the Honourable Minister update Parliament on Fiji's national priorities ahead of COP30? Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Speaker, Honourable Members, the Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Leader of the Opposition, and fellow Honourable Ministers. I wish to begin my response by acknowledging the devastation suffered by the people of Jamaica, Haiti, the Bahamas, and Cuba in the wake of Cyclone Melissa last week. This storm, one of the most powerful ever recorded in the Caribbean, is yet another stern reminder that no nation, large or small, is immune from the worsening impacts of climate change. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is precisely why COP30 in Belém, Brazil, is not just another meeting. It is a defining moment for Fiji and our Pacific region and all vulnerable nations fighting for survival. Without our voice, the collective voice of the small island developing states, the global response to climate crisis would fail to account for those of us who are affected by least responsible. Our persistent engagement in international negotiations has secured critical milestones for the world, including the Paris Agreement and its legally binding obligations for countries to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to keep temperature within 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is a threshold that determines our very survival as Pacific peoples. Madam Deputy Speaker, the reality reflected in the latest nationally determined contribution, NDCs, is sobering. The current global commitments put us on the path towards more than 2.4 degrees Celsius of warming, which is far beyond what our ecosystems, economies, and communities can withstand. COP30 must therefore serve as a moment of course correct the world's trajectory and demand that ambition matches the urgency of science. Madam Deputy Speaker, Cabinet last week endorsed Fiji's national priorities for COP30 following extensive work by multi-agency technical working group. This group includes representatives from the central ministries, regional organizations, academia, youth, civil society, and indigenous leaders. It reflects our belief that climate action must be inclusive, people-centered, and anchored in the realities of those on the front lines. Fiji will take forward 3 key priorities. First, NDCs that parties must submit before COP30 are the most consequential in history. They will determine whether we will keep 1.5 alive. The census report shows that major emitters are far off track. Fiji will not accept any NDC outcome that undermines 1.5 degrees Celsius limit. We are therefore calling for an NDC response plan at COP30, which will be a global roadmap that propels parties with weak commitments to revise and resubmit more ambitious NDCs by 2026. This plan, Madam Speaker, also provides clear accountability measures and financial pathways for developing countries to implement their commitments. Fiji's own third NDC, endorsed by Cabinet and launched last week, expands our mitigation and adaptation ambition. It also includes ocean-based targets, renewable energy targets, and the various types of community resilience program. It demonstrates the seriousness with which Fiji takes its own obligations, even as small emitter. We will also push to operationalize the Just Transition Work Program and embed it across all finance mechanisms, ensuring that we shift away from fossil fuel is fair, inclusive, adequately funded. Secondly, COP30 must deliver on the adaptation negotiation items. Parties must agree on a robust package of indicators for the global goal on adaptation and endorse a new adaptation finance goal to support implementation. It is imperative that we have the necessary finance to create a viable path towards climate resilience. Furthermore, we'll be working constructively with our partners to further refine and operationalize the new institutions and entities established to support national response to climate-induced loss and damage. Fiji has also played a long-term leadership role in the effort to enable global response to loss and damage and directly involve the design and operationalization of the Fund for Responding to Loss and Damage. And as a result, Fiji has been nominated by COP30 presidency to co-chair the negotiation process that will produce guidance to the new Loss and Damage Fund. Madam Deputy Speaker, here in Fiji, we are doing our part to navigate the complexities of the international finance system by unlocking scale and prioritizing innovation with a new approach that empowers national implementation. But we need the international community to do their part. Operationalization of COP29 decision on the new collective quantified goal on climate finance through a roadmap and commitments that not only recognize the special circumstances of small island developing states, but deliver tangible progress in terms of scale, access, and predictability. Lastly, our third top priority for COP30 is ocean, climate action. Fiji is honored to be co-facilitating the Ocean and Climate Dialogue in 2026. At COP30, we must highlight the importance of ocean-based action across climate negotiations. Recent signs suggest that a tipping point has been reached and that continued ocean warming, even at current levels, could lead to the collapse of coral reefs within our lifetime. As large ocean states, our economies, cultures, and identities are tied to the health of our marine environment. The protection and sustainable use of our ocean must therefore be central to climate action. We are leading in this space as Fiji's third NDC integrates ocean-based targets, and our national climate legislation recognizes ocean as a vital part of our climate response. Madam Deputy Speaker, in addition to these high-level priorities, Fiji will be engaging across all 14 thematic agenda areas at COP30. Madam Deputy Speaker, our national position is reinforced by the 2025 advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice, which confirmed that states have legal obligation to prevent climate-induced harm consistent with the 1.5 degrees limit. This provides moral, legal weight to our call for accountability and ambition. Madam Deputy Speaker, success at the COP30 will not be easy. We face a world divided by conflict and inequality, but our moral compass remains clear. The IPCC has warned that this is the final decade to secure a livable future. COP30 is therefore our generation's test of leadership and justice. We will go to Belém with unity, clarity, and resolve. We will speak not just as a delegation, but as a voice of the region, of the people, and the humanities concerns. We will, and we must speak for the fishermen in Kandavu. Those coastal fisheries is hampered by the impacts of biodiversity loss. The farmer in Ba, whose crops get affected by the intense cyclones every year, and every child, the child in the Pacific who deserves to grow up on their ancestral land. The world expects action. The public demands it. At COP30, Fiji will ensure the world not only listens, but acts. We also acknowledge the presence of the Parliament delegation that will be also in Belém, and we'll see to it that we will work together in those 68 events that we will be attending, or those side events. And we'll ensure that it will be by petition as we're going into Belém as Team Fiji.
Honourable Minister, we have a supplementary question from Honourable Corella Bissau.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to highlight, I saw you trying to grab the cards. The noise that is coming from this side is actually from the cheering squad behind me, led by Honourable Nyundam. I wanted to remind him that there's no more cabinet positions that is available. Even if it's available, it has to go to the back, to the assistant ministers from PET, please. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the Honourable Minister for his statement and his concentration on oceans. And oceans being valuable content of COP, as ocean absorbs 90% of the heat and 25% of carbon dioxide. I understand that now he will address oceans in the next COP meeting, But I wanted to ask him how he has been addressing oceans in the previous COPs. And I just wanted to suggest also that the Ministry of Fisheries is quite important in the discussion on ocean, and I suggest that they take the Honourable Minister for Fisheries in the next COP. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Corella Bissau. Do we have any other supplementary questions? Honourable Maharaj and then Honourable Sharma.
Response to Honorable Semi Karvislo by the.
I thought you had asked a supplementary question.
Yeah, he had a supplementary question, the response to him.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead, Honourable Maharaj.
No, Madam, what I'm saying is, the question came from opposition, the minister needs to respond before I can.
Oh, I am so sorry, because you went on and on about the cards and so forth. Sorry, I got distracted. Thank you, Honourable Maharaj, for the reminder.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Speaker. I had wished that the Honourable Maharaj would ask his question, then I can answer both. But again, the simple question as suggested by the Honourable Corella Bissau, we are working very closely with the Ministry of Fisheries on oceans. There's a technical working group between the two ministries. And be rest assured that fisheries also will be represented in our three priorities moving into oceans. And for the next COP, and we will ensure that all these officers that need to be there, especially our negotiators, will be part of the delegation. Vinaka.
Thank you, Honourable Maharaj.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I thank my classmate and congratulate him for leading the delegation to COP. And as a good classmate, I don't want any answers, questions asked to him for which he doesn't have an answer. In my previous sitting, I did ask him what his ministry is doing with regards to the diesel generators that are using high-density fuel that are being installed by EFL, and they continue to do so. I don't want this to be at a foreign meeting where he actually asked about a domestic question, he doesn't have an answer. So if he can actually update the Parliament, what has his ministry done to stop EFL from installing these high-density fuel generators that are causing a lot of emission of carbon into the environment, Madam Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
I'm going to make my ruling. It is a new question, and Honourable Maharaj, I suggest you put that into the Business Committee for them to consider in the next sitting. Vinaka. Honourable Bala, this will be the last supplementary question.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Speaker. I think it is important to ask now rather than when the delegation comes back and then people start criticizing. Madam Deputy Speaker, if the Minister can advise or inform the House what will be the size of the delegation and whether it will be funded by the taxpayers or the donor agencies, that's one. And number two, my good friend is a Minister for Climate Change now. If he can inform the Honourable House that how committed is the developed country in assisting the developing country.
Okay, I heard two questions there, Honourable Bala. Which would you prefer, first or second?
Okay, I'll take the first one.
Thank you. Honourable Minister, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. I thank my good friend, seasoned politician, Honourable Bala, for the question. Our delegation includes 22 technical negotiators and 4 ministerial representatives who will ensure Fiji's interest is covered in those 14 agenda areas. Just to, for the information of the Honourable Bala and also the members of the public, 75% of the funding is external and only 25% is from Head 50. That is the, to answer your question. Vinaka.
Thank you very much, Honourable Lambulitavu, and I wish to wish the Fiji delegation to COP30 a very, very good outing in Belém, and I hope all of you are going to be taking your running shoes because you will need them. Our fourth oral question for today, and I'll call upon the Honourable Virendra Lal to ask his question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I rise to ask question 245 of 2025 under my name, and the question is directed to the Minister for Employment, Productivity and Workplace Relations. Can the Minister update Parliament on whether the Ministry will reconsider the family care leave and paternity leave that were removed in response to the COVID-19 pandemic? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I thank the Honourable Member for the question. Madam Deputy Speaker, I wish to inform this August House that the coalition government has taken proactive steps to ensure that the rights and welfare of our workers and employers continue to be strengthened and safeguarded through proper legislative reforms. Madam Deputy Speaker, briefly as part of the background, the family care leave of 5 working days was introduced in Fiji through the 2018-19 Employment Relations Budget Amendment Act in 2018, announced through the national budget. And there's a bit of background to it, Madam Deputy Speaker. Teachers in this country were accorded 3 days of compassionate leave, teachers only, amongst the entire civil service. The reason for that was that teachers' annual leave is during the school holidays, and they have no other leave that they can take to attend to urgent family matters. So these 3 days were there since I started teaching in 1973, and this was suddenly taken away sometime in 2015. My colleagues who were teachers on the other side will remember. That is when the Fiji Teachers Union, of which I was the General Secretary, took this matter to the High Court to challenge it. And before the court actually could make a decision on this, in 2018, this sudden announcement came. And there was no due process followed. There was no IRAB. There was no tripartite consultation. The employers were all taken by surprise. But of course, they didn't utter a word against it. They couldn't object. They were too frightened. And that is the background of it. This was just like the 1% that was taken away from them, and they couldn't say anything about it. So this was how the unilateral decision was made. Subsequent to that, it was reduced to 2 days in the 2020 Act, Employment Amendment Act, and then later through the Employment Relations Budget Amendment in 2021, it was reduced to 1 day. And on the 1st of April 2022, the family care leave provision was removed completely from due to COVID-19. Madam Deputy Speaker, the coalition government has included the provision of 3 working days of family care leave in the proposed Employment Relations Bill of 2025, which is currently before the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Economic Affairs for consideration. Madam Deputy Speaker, the reintroduction of family care leave provision under the proposed review is part of an ongoing effort to strengthen workers' rights, improve work-life balance, and whilst taking full cognizance of the employer's concerns in ensuring that the leave is not abused. Madam Deputy Speaker, the draft law provides workers with the right to take up to 3 working days of family care leave. However, it is important to note that this leave is for the care of immediate family members and those residing in the same household. So that is a restriction that has been put in place so that there is no abuse. And this is also because of the submissions and concerns that were raised by the employers during our consultations on the draft bill, Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, for now, the paternity leave is not part of the draft law and will not be introduced in the coming amendment. Madam Deputy Speaker, as I said earlier, similar amendments were made to the draft bill after listening to the various stakeholders through our consultations. So that is where it is as it is. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any supplementary questions, Honorable Virendra Lal?
Madam Speaker, the Minister is speaking about proactive measures, but I can see the family care leave were reduced from 5 to 2 days and the paternity leave was completely removed. So where is the proactive measures which he is talking about? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Deputy Speaker, perhaps at the expense of repeating, I have stated that we have gone through consultations on these provisions with the stakeholders, including the employers and workers' organizations and the general public. And after the feedback we have received, after the concerns of the employers and workers' organizations, we have balanced it, and we are reintroducing the 3 days of family care leave. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Chand first, please, and then Honorable Maharaj, and then we'll carry on.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Honorable Minister has just informed the House that in 2015 there was compassionate leave for teachers, and that was removed. And I want to ask the Honorable Minister, are there plans to bring that compassionate leave back for teachers? Because the family care leave and compassionate leave, these are two different types of leaves, because this family care leave is for care of immediate family members. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. You have the floor.
Madam Deputy Speaker, as the Honorable Member would be aware that the general orders actually govern the terms and conditions of work of the civil servants, and it will have to be directed to the relevant ministry. Thank you.
We have a final supplementary question from Honorable Maharaj.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I really like and enjoy the way the Minister always tries to maneuver his answer. I have 1 minute. Maneuver the answer and the way he tries to portray about the previous administration. Always in every question, he will try to slip that in. Honorable Deputy Speaker, Minister informed that there was a huge cry when the compassionate leave of 3 days was removed. How can he justify the removal of now 3 days in the family care leave, and that all the employees and employers are happy with the 2 days that is given by this administration, but the 5 days that was given by the previous administration, people were unhappy with the 3 days compassionate leave that was removed. At that point in time, they were very unhappy with the previous administration. But now, from bringing it from 5 to 2, just because this government is bringing it in, employees are happy. How can you justify this? Thank you.
Thank you. You have the floor, Minister. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Order. Can we?
Sorry,
Honourable members, can we
again,
listen to the answer,
somehow
please?
he misheard me. I said 3 days. 3 days of family care leave, not 2 days. And the rationale behind the 3 days is that compassionate leave was given for 3 days. That's the rationale. And I've just said that we have listened to the employers. Because when they decided the 5 days, even they weren't aware. It was announced by the then Minister for Economy. Nobody was aware. No consultation. They didn't even know. Yeah, they didn't even know. So it was just announced like that. And the employers, we talk to them now, Madam Deputy Speaker. We talk to them every day. And they have said, they were completely taken by surprise. They were shocked. But they couldn't say anything. Like everybody else, they couldn't say anything. So that's the rationale. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. We'll move on now, Honourable members. Please be advised that the Office of the Speaker has received notification of the withdrawal of question 246, so we will proceed to the next question, and I'll call upon the Honourable Chone Usamate to ask his question. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Public Works, Meteorological Services and Transport. Can the Minister update Parliament on what plans does government have to complete the road to Ndrue in Kandau?
Vinaka, Honourable Usamate. Thank you, Honourable Minister. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I thank Honourable Usamate for that question regarding road development in the province of Kandau. Currently, Ndruai village in Kandavu is only accessible by boat. The previous government had planned the construction of a new road from Namara Road to Ndruai village, and consultations were conducted at that time. It was agreed that the Commissioner's Office would undertake the earthworks, while the FRA, Fiji Roads Authority, would handle the construction of the road pavements, etc. However, I wish to advise that to date no construction work has commenced on the proposed road. We are further scoping and assessing, and that will, or it will be undertaken by the end of this year on that road. I'd like to assure the House that the FRA and Public Works Department intend to include this road project in the 26-27 budget. Should we secure funding support earlier, this project will be prioritized accordingly. The government remains steadfast in its commitment in enhancing infrastructure and improving accessibility in Kandavu, and of course, as we already mentioned, in our regional development centers in the maritime, and we will continue to prioritize. I would like to take this opportunity to also update Parliament on Kandavu roads. The Vunisea to Vadale access road, spanning 7.8 kilometers from, Vunisea to Soso, Vunisea to Vadale, Vunisea to Soso has been completed. Further, the extension from Soso to Vadale, covering 24 kilometers, has seen the clearing, earthworks, and drainage works completed. The remaining works scheduled for the coming financial year include the design and construction of the new Chioma crossing, as well as full pavement construction of the entire 24-kilometer stretch. The total investment by government for these specific routes is around 9.9 billion. Further, these 24 kilometers, the government, further to this, the government is looking into the upgrading of the community access routes, as already suggested by the other side of the House, including Dravualu village access, school access, and the church access, Wukabu village access, Nyundua village access, Chioma village access, Nadamoto village access, Kandavu Koro village access, Yavitu village access. These improvements will also enhance market access for farmers, allowing them to efficiently transport their produce to markets, and of course with other services, including health and education. Sealing preparation works, in addition to what I've mentioned, are also underway. Approximately 4.1 kilometers of road base is being prepared for sealing, covering key locations within Vunisea, such as the Vunisea Jetty, government station roads, hospital, airport, and surrounding villages, including Namalata, Namuan, and Biana. An allocation of 3.3 million has been made for this work. The mobilization is planned to roll out in Feb 2026. Additionally, FRA has put forward works program to seal village frontages along the main road corridor to enhance local resilience and safety. Looking ahead, the FRA has several important projects planned. A comprehensive scoping study for Yahweh Stage 2 with a budget of 1.2 million is currently being conducted with the EIA, with screening expected to conclude in January 2026 and works expected to commence in March 2026. The coastal protection works along Nambukalevu Road has been scoped with rock riprap construction, and an allocation of 0.8 million has been budgeted, and works expected to commence early in the first quarter next year. FRA continues to conduct extensive consultation with landowner and rural communities to encourage participation in small works contracts focused on vegetation control. To date, 2 applications have been received from Kandavu, and we are progressing through the contractual arrangements, together with also facilitating landowner participation in terms of aggregates and quarry. We have completed, or FRA has completed the installation of solar lights at Vunisea Jetty, Kavala Jetty, and now Luvea Landing just recently, last month, which has greatly contributed to ensuring safety and reliability for passengers. The government continues to put in place strategies to ensure safety and efficiency at our port of entries for our seafarers. The infrastructure improvements are expected to bring significant socio-economic benefits and enhance economic participation for our maritime communities. And of course, better facilitate not only for locals, but also in terms of tourism. With those words, I thank the Honourable Member for the question. And before I sit down, I would like to wish the Flying Fijians all the best in his game against England this weekend.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Samati, your supplementary question.
Thank the Honourable Minister for his very extensive reply. And I'm glad to see that the sealing works is also about to begin in Wunisea. That's one aspect of the work in Wunisea. The jetty down to Naluve, I'm glad to see that it has solar lights. That's a jetty that feeds the Mambaleva. FRA will also be looking to be responsible for that road. It goes from the Wunisea government station down to the Naluve jetty, because I'm not too sure that it's part of FRA's normal operations.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Yes, the short answer is yes, that definitely will be included.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honourable Samati, and thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable members, it's 29 past, nearly 10:30, and I am going to adjourn the House for morning tea, and we will come back in half an hour's time. Thank you very much, Honourable members.